my best to curtail my excitement because this is not just an ordinary guest. This is someone who is very close to my heart and very, very close to my heart. We share a long history. She's a friend of my youth,
Exactly.
if I can say so. Yeah, she's a friend of my youth. And don't worry, before we begin to use all our personal antecedents to take over the entire segment, Tobi, you are welcome. We are so
Thank
excited.
you.
And yes, I know it's going to be a very refreshing segment. I'm just ready. Please just do me the honors to introduce yourself because I can't even do justice to your profile, to be honest. So I need you to
Okay.
just so I
All
need you
right.
to please just introduce yourself to those who are meeting you for the first time. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, before I introduce myself, I mean, I'm more excited because I was telling my husband, I said, I'm going to be speaking to my friend of 33 years. I mean, a lot of friends don't
Oh
have
my
that long.
goodness.
So, yes, it's a
33,
long,
oh,
long time.
33, oh,
But
God is
yes,
faithful, oh.
it is. So it's so good to be here. My name is Tobi. I like to call my full name because of the meaning. Tobi Oluremi Judah. And most people who know me in the fashion space, I love to be called Coco because my brand is called Coco Manella. And most people are like, okay, so what's Coco Manella? What's the meaning? What's this? So it's a fusion of two names because I'm from two sides of Nigeria. So the Yoruba part and then the Cross Riverian part. So my Cross Riverian name is Coco Ma. So I took the Coco and then Emanuela, which is my English name, and I fused them together because what the brand tries to do is tell a story of heritage by what we wear. So yes, so it's Coco Ma, which is, and because I was inspired to go into fashion from my grandma, passed on to my mother, because my grandma she had this strong box with very lovely high target fabrics. And I always used to daydream like, oh Lord, I would have loved to do this, to it, do that and everything. So, hey, that's how I finally landed into that. And very strong, fashionable women, stylish women. So yes, that's how I got into fashion. Coco Manella started, it will be 8 years this October, but I started, yeah, thank you. But I started,
Congratulations.
thank you. I went into fashion seriously in 2006. So this year makes it 20 years exactly because I
Wow.
worked on the fashion desk of a TV house. We used to do a runway show called the Nigerian Television Fashion Show. And I was the presenter, producer of that show. So most times I used to help the presenter say, okay, why not put your stuff together like this? This color will go nicely with this. And I'm like, you wasting your time in front of the camera. You know you can do this thing. I just thought, I don't know if I want all this stress and all, but I enjoyed it. And I'd always been making clothes for close family members, not sewing myself, but I'll take it to Tejo Show Market, give them pictures or try and sketch my very ugly sketch in there, just explain and say, this is what I'm trying to create. And they'll do it. You know, up until when my younger sister went for Most Beautiful Girl, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to design your dress. This is it. So I've always loved it. There was this particular designer I'd worked with that kept on saying, I won't rest till you start this thing officially, Godwin Green. And after after a couple of years, from 2006 to the first GT Bank Fashion Week. So that day I was just going into the venue of the GT Bank Fashion Weekend, and I saw him at the door, and he's like, are you showcasing? I said, showcasing? No, I only came to see. He said, very good. I started the fashion school, so you must come, and I'm going to give you a discount if you come. And like they say, the rest is history because I enrolled in the school. It was very top notch, very professional. And as soon as we graduated, we had to do a fashion show.
I guess,
And
okay, we're back.
okay, should I
We're good, we're
pause?
good.
Okay,
Go on,
so
go on, please. No,
after the fashion show and the
yeah.
reviews and everything I got from it, I'm like, okay, not bad. I should take this seriously. And yeah, here we are.
Wow, wow, such an inspiring story. And while you were talking, what I was just saying in my head is like, okay, you've always been that person that leverages opportunity. And that's one thing I like about the story. In fact, thank you for even giving us a premise to the name. I think I appreciate the name better now. You know, I was putting a couple of narratives about that name, Coco Manela. Okay, Toby. This so there's clarity
You
now.
know,
Thank you
I
for the
know.
clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for the clarity. And I see that you've always been spot on when it comes to like leveraging opportunities or any opportunity at all, because it's been leveraging from one opportunity right from the home front, then to the office space, to the workspace, and all of that, and that's very profound. Okay, so let you talked about runway. I would say you're one of those queens of runway, right? Let's just jump into it because I don't want to leave any stone unturned as far as this this particular chat interview is concerned. Tell us a little more about your runway. You are so comfortable in your skin when it comes to runway with respect to your fashion, creative and fashion designs. How do you put all of that together?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. So the backstory to that is I've always loved style to say, but I never saw myself as the person who will make the clothes. I always wanted to be a model.
Okay.
So as a teenager, I used to go for auditions and everything. I'd be like, so you want to be a model? I said, yeah, short. And I just felt, but I kept at it. So I was in the circle. I kept, but my younger sister now went into modeling, so I said, okay, maybe my own thing is to just manage her. But I still had a strong passion for it. And most times when I now started working as a journalist and then managing models and fashion designers, I'll still tell them, oh no, this is a better pose. Why not make your body flexible? Why not? I just said no. Why should anybody even tell me no? Instead of me keep hearing no, it's better I own the runway. So that's another thing. I come with that confidence on the runway because I'm like, yeah, you thought you could stop me, but this belongs to me. So now I own it. So I come.
Yeah, right.
Anything I make, when I'm making it, I'm just envisioning it on that runway. I'm just telling the story and just making proud. I love to see what I thought of on someone and the person wearing
Yes,
it so
yes,
beautifully,
yeah.
interpreting it. It just makes me understand how God feels when we are in our essence. You know, He made something and He
Awesome.
sees you get to the
Mm,
highest version of yourself. So yes, I get that vibe. So that's the natural high for me on the runway. When I say it, I'm like, I didn't take no from anybody. I pushed at it. I didn't just walk on the runway where I'm just a part of it, but I actually owning and telling a better story. So yes, that's where the drive comes from.
wow, like that is so undaunting. I like the attitude. I like the vibe. I've always known you as from a personal angle. I've always known you as a very brave, undaunting, spirited lady. And so I'm not even surprised. For you, there is no limits. Like
Yeah.
you break those barriers. Yes, you break those barriers. I can keep running that profile. I can keep
Yes.
running that profile. Yes,
If nobody knows, you
I'm
know
so
better. So yeah.
no, I know you. Toby, you know I know you. So
Yeah, I know.
when it comes to taking certain steps, I know that there is no limit. There's no limit to Toby's um potential, creative potential. And that's why I'm not even really surprised that it's translating into the creative space. Okay, so I have this very interesting question. Okay,
Okay.
now I don't really think maybe people do remember quite all right, but I think we should go way back. You have a premise and a background in journalism. Can you tell us a little about that and how we are here today? How it actually culminated to this particular place we are here now?
Okay, thank you. So interestingly, the journalism thing was something I stumbled into. So I did management science in university and I was working with a management consultancy firm as soon as I came out of uni. But I realized it was a bit really boring for me. I'm not the office, sit down 9 to 5
Right.
and all. I didn't mind because I always thought, okay, I love the way people carry laptops in their bags and just walking up and down with suits and all. But when I got
Yeah.
into it, I realized, nah, it's a bit boring. One day, my older sister of blessed memory sent me to a friend of hers to collect her
Okay.
phone. So when I got there, and he was like, "Oh, you seem like a very confident young lady. What do you do?" I had just resigned from where I was working then. And I said, "Oh, I used to work with a management consultancy firm, but I left a few months ago." He said, "Okay, and you speak quite well." I said, "Thank you, sir." I said, "I own a TV house. Would you like to go for the auditions then? Would you go for the audition? And if you make it through the interview, then you'll be sent to training school. And if you pass, we
Okay.
normally take only the top 5. So I
Mm-hmm.
can only give you the opportunity to go for this interview. It's only when you make the interview you go to training school, and the top 5 will come and work in the TV house. Are you up for the
Mm-hmm.
challenge?" And I said, "Oh yes, of course I can try." He said, "Okay, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
And I went for the interview, and they were like, "Wow, which TV house are you coming from?" I said, "No TV house. This is my first time. This. Oh, what did you do? Did you do mass comm? Did you do?" So the end of the day, they called about 20 of us who scaled through from the
Okay.
hundreds of
Okay.
people that came. And when we
Mm.
went to training school, we went to a diction school and a broadcasting. They taught us broadcasting, ethics, and then diction. So I was top 5. Surprisingly, I was second.
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, wow." So immediately I got the job. And I wanted to be a newscaster. I wanted to be in the newsroom.
Mm.
But the day we resumed and they were trying to put us in a different departments, there was programs, there was news. And I came with my suit, and they were like, "Oh no, you're not going to news, or you're going to programs. You are too stylish and too you look like someone that will
Mhm.
have fun, you will do well with entertainment." I felt like
Okay.
entertaining
Okay.
people. I
So,
just want serious, but yeah. So I went there, did well, and instantly
mm,
the head of
mm.
programs then just said, "This one should be in music and fashion." And I worked there for 2 years and then
Wow.
moved on. I wanted to focus on documentaries. So I moved on from there and set up my own media house. From there, fashion found me again. And yeah, here we
Mm.
are.
Keep coming back. Yes. Wow. Such an
Mhm.
interesting story. Very, very interesting. Like, I mean, it's amazing how that thing, that is cut out for us keeps finding us, keeps finding us. And
Exactly.
yes, there's something I got from this particular story you shared. Looks like within the creative fashion space, personality seems to be a very big attraction, right?
Oh yeah,
Personality. Tell us more about that, please.
definitely. Definitely. Because creativity is up to people who can actually carry it. It's
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
it's That's why you see a lot of people who don't have big personalities when they go into the creative space, they look for other things to aid them to get to sustain that
Okay.
high. That's when people now go into drugs and stuff like that. But if you are a natural,
Mhm.
you have the natural essence of it. Because there's a way when I walk into a space wearing what I made, you can't
Yes.
tell me anything. And most times when people see it, that they're like, "Oh, I like this. I'd like to have it." I don't know if you can carry it and interpret it the way I've done, but it's a good way to lead my audience and to lead the people, the tribe I'm trying to create through my brand. So yes,
Mhm.
creative people, you need that very strong personality. You need to be confident. You need to be very intentional and focused. When I started off
Wow.
fashion, I've always stayed with doing African pieces. And the first fashion
Yes.
show I went for, I was showcasing just strictly African fabric. And they were like, "Oh, you have the style. Are you sure this is the story you want to tell? Is this the fabric?" And I said, "I've always been Afrocentric all my life. Nothing is going to change it now. If I get just one follower, if I don't get anybody at all, I'll just keep telling my story till I find
Mhm.
the right people." If I
Mhm.
wasn't confident in what I was doing and I wasn't sure, I would have been swayed, and immediately I'd have gone on to doing other things. Nowadays, before you look left and right, you see people wearing Ashoke and Ankara and Adire and all that. But
Yes.
we told that story. My first fashion show was December of 2017. Nobody was doing that. I did strictly Adire and Ashoke and made it very contemporary that it was really hard to tell. And the name of that collection was called The Rebirth. I didn't even know that that was birthing something that will take over the whole society later. Nowadays, before you look left and right, somebody's wearing an Ashoke trouser, a red top, and all
Yeah.
kinds of beautiful styles are coming from it. So
Yes.
it's one of the things I'm very proud of and very grateful to God for.
Amazing and amazing. And this brings us to the brand Coco Manila. I feel like from all that you've even narrated, Coco Manila is carrying that African essence. It's something you would notice immediately. And you even talked about intentionality. So I see all of that dynamics playing out in the brand. So tell us, how has
Yes.
the journey been thus far with Coco Manila?
Oof. It's been a ride. That's what I would say. It's
Mm,
been a ride. It's not been all rosy, but because it's what I love, so it's been fun. The good days, the bad days, we just thank God all the time for it. So we've lost some good money, we've gained some,
yeah.
and we've been able to be ambassadors of Nigeria to other parts of the world. So it's
Mm,
been all I can say is I thank God. I've worked with very talented people. I've worked with very great organizations, people who put fashion shows together. The Africa Fashion Week, I've worked with them. I've worked with the Africa Sourcing Fashion Week, which is in Ethiopia. I've worked with the Accra Fashion Week as well. So we're just going
mm,
about and just seeing other very talented Africans as well. It helps me achieve two things. One of my hobbies is traveling. So going about and showcasing helps me enjoy myself, seeing new places, meeting new people. And it helps me showcase, like, look, I'm from a place where we do very lovely looms as well. When I go to places, I've been to Kenya, and people are like, oh my God, you see those big things you guys tie on your head? I'll be like, oh yeah, the gele. It's a good way to tell the story, it's a good way to sell my culture. And yes, one of the biggest challenges has been working with the artisans. So most of our suppliers, most of the people who actually do the work, who are the ones making I design, source the color, source the fabric, but the people who piece it together to get people who stick to standards, who stick to global standards, is always very daunting because people just feel, oh, once I can sit on the machine and just press the pedal, oh, I'm a tailor. Some will even go as far
yeah.
as calling themselves luxury designers, but trust me, it takes a lot. So for you to find a humble person where you can educate them and say, see, this thing you're doing, nah, it's not really it. Or this is what it's called, this is how to do it, and all. And I've never stopped learning. I've never stopped learning. Every time I go
Yeah.
somewhere, thank God for the several platforms where you could get courses to do short courses. So I'm always learning, oh, what does it mean, supply chain? What does it even mean to have a luxury brand? Because
Yeah.
Nigerians abuse that word a lot. Every little thing
Yeah.
anybody's doing, they're like, oh, I have a luxury brand. Do you know what it
Yes.
entails? So I'm very careful to use that word, and trying to ensure that we stay innovative, where we keep putting. I sometimes it's not every time I showcase, but I make sure I attend those fashion shows. I went to China a few months ago, and I got to see, oh wow, this is what the industry looks like. This is what manufacturing of clothing looks like. This is what it means to do in bulk. This is what it means to actually get retail price points and everything. So every time we just keep learning and learning, so we keep evolving because it's a global space now. I'm not just attending to the
Yeah. It's a
Nigerian
global space.
audience, but there are people all over
That's
the
right.
world that we have to make sure that we actually satisfy their need because they have a certain standard date they're used to. So that's been the story. Oh.
Wow, and such an amazing story. I see why you are kind of distinct from others. I've seen your collections, and there's something that stands out. Is your cutting. Maybe I may not know all the old fashion nuances, but I see that you have this. There's this peculiar finishing when it comes to your. Tell us more about your designs. Tell me just a little, even if you're not giving us everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So So most times.
By the way, I love your. By the way, I love your outfit. I'm sure it's a Coco Manila
Oh,
brand. I'm
thank
very sure.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Interestingly, what I'm wearing right now is one of my mentees. He's exceptionally good. So even though I make clothes, I love to see what other people are doing, encourage other people who are coming up to make sure. The worst thing that can happen to any designer is to make something and nobody wears it. So
Wow.
when you make and then you get to see it, not just on a mannequin, but you see somebody actually walking with it. One day, before I answer the question, one day I went somewhere, I walked into a restaurant and I saw a lady wearing a dress I made. I almost cried. It felt so good. Like, she's not my sister. She's not, and I said, "Oh, lovely dress." She said, "Yes, it's one of my favorites." And I was like, "Ooh," I was so chuffed. It felt really good. So it's one of the good things that we get to experience.
That's
So the
amazing.
court, I sit, there are a few designers that inspire me who are abroad, and especially Europeans. Anyway, I love the Fendi cut. So most times whenever we want to cut things, I look at it and then I see how to reproduce it in a way that I put my own signature to it. I don't like very complicated things anyway, because what we always go for as a brand is comfort first,
Yeah.
then comfort, heritage, and then that eclectic thing where whatever you're wearing, you can adapt it to any kind of style. If I'm
Any
going
kind
to
of
work,
style. Yes.
yes, if I'm going to work, I can wear it if I pair it with certain accessories. If it's a party, I could switch it up with this and then it turns to this. So that's what drives us to say, okay, this piece I have on now, if I put a blazer
Yes.
on it, can I actually wear it into a meeting? If I
Mhm.
actually put high heels with it and wear these dangly earrings, these hoops,
Yes.
can I go out to
Yes.
dinner? So the
Mhm.
outfit has to be versatile. So we make sure, okay, let's not do too much. But this year, anyway, in the collection we're coming with for the runway this year, the end of the year, I'm telling us a very big story. So it's not going to be the norm where it's just simple. We're trying to go, because I realize my personal style, I'm very excessive. Or when I'm going out, tell me, "Oh, let's wear pink." Trust me, you see my pink from the bus stop. You see my
Oluremi
pink from the
Judah.
bus stop. So
Yes.
I want to, I think there are a few more daring people like that I want
Mm.
to be part of that as well.
Can see her.
I think
Can you
I'm
see me?
frozen. Yes, I can
Yeah.
see you, bro.
You can see me, right? Okay. So it's fine.
Yes,
You can go on.
but
Just
I'm
hold
frozen from myself.
it.
Can you see me?
Yes.
No.
Maybe you should rejoin. Go out and rejoin. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so our guest is actually Tobi Oluremi Judah, and she's a creative fashion entrepreneur who is doing very well in the creative fashion industry. And she has got a niche for herself. Simple, comfort, simplicity, comfort, and stylish. That's her brand. Yes. And she's back with us. So let's continue. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, so that's really it. That's what I spend a lot of time on Pinterest, just trying to see what other people are doing to get inspiration. And most times when I travel a lot. So I
Yes.
see from other cultures. Like one of our inspirations for this collection this year is actually Asian inspired. So we're trying to see how we can do Asian styles, but with Adire, certain
Wow.
kinds of Adire, but using
Wow.
our own. We're coming up with something. I'm sure it's something everybody would love to be a part of. So
And
yeah,
we're
we're
looking
working on
forward to
something.
that. We're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to that. I mean, Toby,
Anyway,
you amaze us every time. You amaze us every time, season by season, and all of that. You talked about there's something you talked about. I said I was really going to come back with that. You know, you said comfort, simplicity, and eclectic. You understand?
eclectic. Yeah.
That's eclectic. I just learned that one from you now. So and I feel like it's such a powerful combination. especially for those of us who are very used to your brand. And I would agree, your brand speaks volumes of simplicity. Beautiful, stylish, and still very simple to the eyes. And
Thank you.
once,
Thank
yes,
you.
it speaks statement. When it comes to Coco Manila's brand, you can never go wrong. So
Yeah.
let me ask, would you do something, would you rather do something different? Just thinking about it now, was there any time you were like, ah, I think I should just consider doing something else? Was there any such time?
Yes, definitely. Sometimes I get bored. Sometimes I get designer's block because I'm like, okay, I'm not really inspired to design anything. And it just happens. Interestingly, I'm first an entrepreneur at heart. So there are several things playing in my head.
Okay.
Once we do the collection for this year, I want to transition into other things because we've
Okay.
already set up a beauty brand, but it's all in that line. So there's a beauty brand coming up. We went for training. I went for training here in Lagos, in Dubai as well, and in Singapore. So we're coming up with cosmetics, with perfumes, with lotions and different kind
Wow.
of things. So all in that
That's
line
nice.
as well. And
Wow.
yes, I'm still going to be a farmer someday. I always loved agric science. We loved agric science in secondary school. So
Yes.
I will still be a farmer one day in this lifetime.
Somebody has to do that. Somebody has to do that job.
Yes,
Alice,
someone has to.
Thank you, Toby, for voluntary.
For nominating myself.
Alice, yeah, at least it has to count for something.
Yes, yes, it has to. So yeah, so
Yeah.
in the next 3 years or so, 3 to 5 years,
Oh,
I intend to settle into farming. But for now, we're combining beauty and fashion. I'm slowly pulling out. I'll just manage, but I wouldn't be the creative director of Coco Manila. So we'll just have designers that work the way it's done globally, where, okay, most times the brand, the name is not always the person who's designing the clothes. So you get to recruit people
yes.
who do those things. And that way we will continue to deepen the industry because there's space for everybody. There's space for the new talent coming. I'm eager to see what the young ones can do. So we want to bring in as many as possible.
While you're doing such an amazing job, just even putting yourself out there and also creating opportunities for others. I must say this is really impressive and commendable. And I'll say God will continue to strengthen and bless you. I have
Amen.
another question though. I know you love to travel. I know it's one of your one of those things you love to do. And I can see how it connects with what you are into. So can you just
Yeah.
give us that? Yes, give us the bigger picture. How does this actually influence your passion? How does it fuel your passion?
Okay, so I'm very passionate about Africa, first of all. So I would rather spend my favorite place in the world outside of Lagos is Cape Town. So most
Wow. Okay.
times I want to see other African countries. Last week, it's not up to 10 days. I came back from Accra. And when I was going to Accra, I decided, you know what, when I'm going, I'm not even going to fly down. Let me just go by road because I want to go through the cities and see what's happened. I haven't gone by road to Accra in 12, 13 years. And
Wow.
trust me, when I went through the city, I spent a night in Cotonou. I was absolutely blown away by the development that had taken over that city. That small country is now such a remarkable place, very beautiful place. And you'll be shocked at the intentionality of governance. So one of the things that makes me passionate is I'm trying to see how Africa can come together and be that continent that it was called to be. Africa is blessed with 70% of the resources the rest of the world uses. And meanwhile,
Mm,
we're still called a developing continent. So
mm.
the irony of the story
The
and the
irony.
audacity of the rest of the world, where you see that where you get what sustains you, you look down on it. We're trying to change that trajectory. We're trying to see, and it helps every time I travel and go to all these other places, I get to meet like minds, people who are passionate about Africa, who think there's so much that can come from here. Because we're endowed with the people, we're endowed with the resources, we're endowed with talent, but
That's right.
the talent,
That's right.
frustrated talent, like I'd like to say, because most people are like, the governance has issues, this is this. But I think that's a
Yes.
distraction. That's something that is played up, that is distracting us from what is possible. Because if we focus on
That's
our
true.
strength, we can actually look inwards and say, you know what, I could do this. If the world power like the US did not shut down a lot of African countries to say, oh, no more visas for you, a lot of us won't start thinking of how to do holidays in other parts of Africa. And that's
That's
where
true.
we start to enrich one another. Now people are like, oh, I want to wear, oh, I went to Morocco, oh, I went to Mozambique, I was in Namibia, I know their food, I know their people. And
Mm.
slowly but surely, we are blurring the lines of the borders that has kept us at bay from actually coming to bed together to become a powerhouse. So first, yeah, my passion is to Africa. I love to see the landscapes, the sprawling landscapes, the beautiful people, the tasty food. Because sometimes
Basically.
you just go to some European countries and everything is just so sweet and sugary, and you're like,
Wow.
oh, please just give me salt and pepper, please. Let my brain be correct. But yes, I
Yeah.
love to travel. I feel traveling is one of the best forms of education. If you stay holed up in one place, you'll never know what is possible.
Yes.
The work God has put
Mm.
together. Trust me, the world is beautiful. The world is beautiful. The world is deep. You get to meet all kinds of people. I went to this little town, little country called Cayman Islands, and met this very lovely grandma. She's going to be 70 in August, and she was the tour guide. It made me wonder, like, how many 70-year-olds in Nigeria can say they want to still be the one?
They want to
She
start,
has two
yeah.
jobs.
Mm.
Yes. One, she's at this, she works in a school with the school bus. She takes care of the kids, and then she takes people around the city to give
Mm.
them tours. And you pay her money and she goes. And I'm like, oh, wow. A
Wow.
lot of us are busy taking care of our 60, 70-year-old
I'm
parents. You won't
telling
see that there,
you.
but it's nice to see. It's
Yeah.
nice to see. So it's good to travel. It helps me. The
You see.
food, I see how they're dressed, and I'm inspired. Like, oh,
Mm.
this thing this person is wearing down the mall. I'll go back home and I will do it with Ashoke
I
and this and
just,
see
yeah.
what comes out of it. So yeah, so it helps. It inspires me a lot.
It inspires. Yeah, I can see. And the exposure it brings to the table as well is very, very priceless. Yeah. Thanks for sharing such an insightful experience with us. And now the
Yeah.
question is this: who can wear Coco Manila? Who are those people that can wear Coco Manila? And who can work with Coco Manila? Just tell us everything.
Okay. So Coco Manila, we started making designs for men from last year because I was tired of being attacked. Most times when we go for expos and fashion shows, and they're like, are you sexist? Why are you making things for just women? I was like, okay. And I love stylish men because my dad was a very stylish man. So I decided, yeah, let's start doing things. But we do things for we have a demography. We don't do things for Gen Z, for young people.
Okay.
It depends if you're mature at heart, because sometimes some of them will want something a bit more risque. But
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah.
it's elegance is the word, classic is the word. I want to do something for you that if you wear it today in 2026, in 2036, you will still wear it and it will still fit in
Be ready.
effortlessly. Yes. But meanwhile, the younger generation likes something very trendy and all. So, oh, I wear it now. And then, yeah, let's just keep, they love fast fashion. I don't do fast fashion. So I do things for the mature male and female who,
Okay.
I like to put it this way. So Coco Manila is a brand that clothes the male or female that has
Okay.
something to say
Okay.
and needs the proper clothing to say it in. So you have a story, you have a platform, and you want to say it in the right clothes where you'll be respected and seen the way you want to be seen and where you want to be addressed, then come to us. So those are the kind of people. Most times I'll say, yes, mainly C-suite people, because we try to make it affordable, but we're not cheap. So
Yes.
let's clothe you. Let's make sure you tell your story in the best way
Yes.
possible, the best outfit. Who can work with us? Independent-minded people, because I don't
Okay.
like to overly micromanage people where I have to tell you, oh, why not take
Yeah.
A to B? You know, B is before C, right? Okay, and then D should, no, you should know what to do. Because I think on my toes. Most times I send messages to my staff like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and they're like,
Not everyone.
ambitious people.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. So, and that's it right there. Before you go, is there any word of advice you can give to those who are looking up to you and those who are saying that someday I want to get to this level? Someday I want to be in this space where I'm talking about my brand, where I can say, okay, to an extent, I have reached a milestone. And those who are thinking, are a bit scared and thinking like, is it even possible?
Fantastic. So kind of that's what I've 2 years doing, just letting people know that it's possible. If a girl like me could do it, because I was so scared and so unsure, at a point in time, you know, I come with the bravado and all, but I'm still a shy person beneath. First things first is it is possible. You can be anything you set your mind to as long as you entrust it to God. You can be anything you want to be. And never forget, can you still see me? Okay.
I think we're back. Remy Judah, and she has been blessing us. Let me use that word, blessing us in creative space. Yes, and I believe she'll join us shortly. Yes, she's back. Yes, thank you. Yes, I think she's back. She's back. Yes, we are good now. We are good. Sorry about that.
No problem. So my parting words will just be anything is possible. Anything is possible as long as you
Okay.
check with God and He tells you, yes, this is what you're called to do. Go ahead. Trust me, you can't go wrong. He says it all the time that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Most
That's
times,
right.
once I get on the runway or whenever I go for a meeting, I just first speak the word. I know that God has given me the keys to the city and I know it's mine. And I say, look, I'm the daughter of the Most High, and He owns the
That's
earth
right.
and everything that is in it. And, you know, He guards the hearts of kings as a stream. So favor comes to me. I speak the word first.
Mm,
I'm a Jesus
mm.
girl, no joke, before I go. And we just keep going. And never relax, never rest on your oars. I just keep telling myself, I want to be the better version of myself today, the better
That's
version of
right.
yesterday. So
That's
for
right.
every single day, I keep improving, I keep upgrading. I'll say, oh, I'm the upgraded version of Tobi of yesterday. So when you see me,
Amazing.
I make sure whoever I meet, you're not just meeting me, you're encountering me. So it's an encounter.
Mm,
It's not, I'm
mm,
not one you would
mm,
forget. Make
mm.
sure you're that person where you always come, step out with the right foot, put the best foot forward, and yeah, don't settle on mediocrity. Nigerians love to say, hey, let's just manage it and go. No,
We just,
you're a global
yeah.
citizen because, yes, you're a global citizen. You're representing a bigger kingdom. So there's a bigger picture. You have to make sure the spirit of excellence rests upon you all the time.
Yes,
Even
yes,
when
yes,
you are
yes.
afraid, still do it afraid. The only time you let fear win is when you let it stop you. But if you're afraid, yeah, still do it. Do it all the same. Let it even be what fuels you. And it will be the adrenaline that helps you to achieve. You're doing things
Amazing.
not for today, but you're doing it for posterity so that those coming behind you will know that, oh, it's possible. As long as Tobi could do it, I can do it as well. So there's nothing that should limit anyone.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a lot of boost right there. I mean, I could just feel the steam. That's a lot of boost right there. Anyway,
Yeah.
just thinking, just a little thought. Your support system. Because I feel like for most parts of our story, when we move on, this is from a personal angle. Always that support system that is cheering one on, even if it's just a person, if it's just two or three, you understand? So I believe, and I believe you have a very good support system.
I have an amazing support system. I have an
Mm.
amazing support. My family is amazing. Like most times when I don't believe in myself, I have
Yes.
siblings that tell me, what? Whose design is better than yours? Please go and showcase. I have my husband who's like, what?
You can
Go
cry
and
on their
do it.
shoulder. You can cry anytime.
Yes.
Yes.
There was a time something very nasty happened to me when I traveled and I lost money and I was coming back. My husband came to the airport to pick me up and he came. As soon as I saw him, I was trying to form big, but as soon as I saw him, I melted. I cried like a baby. My
Yes.
mom had come from her house and was waiting for me at home. And when I saw her, I just went into her arms and I was crying. And she was
Yes.
like, and she just started telling me, you are Olua Tobi. Do you know why we
That's right.
gave you that name? You're the one that thrives in obscurity. Like you were in the quiet, you are glowing. Nobody can. At the time you said all that, my head, I had come back to myself. So yes, I have an amazing support system. When I travel, I have family that comes to help me make sure, oh, my family is fine. I have friends that tell me, look, come on. I mean, look at you that believe in me so much. There's nothing as amazing as people who grew up with you and do not let
That's true.
familiarity truncate what God is doing in your life. It's one of the strongest things that happen. The best thing, the best thing that can happen to anybody is when your friends can look at you and say, what you're doing is good. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all of you. So my friends keep cheering me on. You're doing a good thing. You're this, you're that. And hey, once I hear that, I mean, any other person doesn't matter. It's
Yes.
fine.
That's amazing. And I must say, let me see this opportunity to say thank you in my corner. Thank you for always being in my to
You're
be
my
with from
girl.
it.
You're my girl. You know that.
You're
You're my girl.
you know,
Any
you know,
day.
we've come a long way. We've gone through our ups and downs. Even they tried to scatter us, but God say, no way, they're not rich.
We
Okay.
refuse. We
I'm
refuse.
grateful to God for having you in my space. You're part of my own support system as well. And I'm glad we're really doing this.
Oh,
I've been looking forward to having you here. And thank God for a day like
yeah.
this. Thank you, beautiful girl.
Thank
I
you.
mean, permit me to say, call you a girl. You're
Oh,
my girl, right? Okay. You're such a brilliant, beautiful. And I like the way you're able to inspire. You keep inspiring us. Coco Manila brand. Yeah. The Coco Manila brand has evolved. I mean, we've watched it evolve and it's still evolving and stronger. I'll just say this to everyone who is watching. Oluwatobi Oluremi's Judah story is such an inspiring one. And about tenacity, if you're talking about resilience, if you're talking about diligence, if you're talking about consistency, she symbolizes all of that. She symbolizes all of that. And like what she has gracefully shared with us, she has gracefully shared with us that you should never give up on your dreams. You should never give up on your potential, your creative potential. And I mean, for those of you who would like to consider a message. Maybe you just want to either do business, you want to take because she's always very open. She's going to be dropping her details. You can work with the brand Coco Manila and get in touch with her and see how it goes from there. Please, Tobi, can you kindly share your details with us?
Okay, so my email, tobi.oj
Okay.
handle, but
Okay. 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 So
we're
please,
back.
can you take your did you drop any WhatsApp detail or any?
So the WhatsApp number I have that people could contact me with, I really don't know the number by
Or
heart.
let's say
But
Instagram.
maybe something you
Instagram.
can put in the comment section later.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can. Okay. Okay, we can actually do that. We can actually do that. It's been such an insightful session and segment. It's been such an insightful. In fact, I just feel like we shouldn't even leave, but we have to leave. We have to leave. And that is it. Yes. Okay. No, trust me. This is one of the most exciting segments ever for me. And I want.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, so and for everyone who has been watching, I'm sure you've had such a swell time. We'll share the link again. You can share to your friends, loved ones, family to come back here. Take the time, listen to this segment again, consume and digest all information, because this is also doubling full time for us. We've learned so much here. We're going to be sharing the link all over across all E PLUS The Storyteller platform. Trust me. And you don't want to leave your loved ones behind from this. Yes, we're going to be sharing that.
For granted.
You're welcome, my love. You're welcome any day, anytime. We look forward to another insightful segment with you where we'll be talking about other milestones. Yes. And of course, your latest
no problem
yes,
at
your
all.
latest brand and all of that. So from all of us here, E PLUS The Storyteller, the entire crew, we say thank you. We are grateful. And thanks for being here. Thanks for creating time to share such insightful, and rich information with us. And we pray that it's from grace to grace for the brand Coco Manila. We are proud of what you're doing with especially the African story, telling the African story to the entire world. I mean, such a big deal. That God will continue to strengthen and inspire you. And there you have it, our audience from all over the world. This is yours truly, E PLUS The Storyteller, with an amazing creative entrepreneur who has blessed us with such insightful knowledge. And until we come your way again, same time, same place. Remember, inspiration is the bedrock of creativity. You can always explore yours. I like to say, the sky is big enough for every one of us to fly. Keep winning. Bye from all of us here. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Okay.
David.